Kenyans will gradually see changes at the United Nations Gigiri complex lying next to the Karura forest in Nairobi. Questions have surrounded the planned upgrade and expansion of the United Nations office in Nairobi, a project that will cost UN member states nearly $340 million. Under this project, existing office blocks shall be upgraded, 6 new office buildings constructed, and conference rooms modernized. Also, a new 1,600 capacity assembly hall will be constructed. This would increase Gigiri's meeting capacity from 2,000 to 9,000 participants.
We are physically the largest UN headquarters office worldwide, with a 140-acre footprint, and we are grateful to the government of Kenya for having provided this land in the 1970s as a sign of its commitment to multilateralism.
Our member states, which include Kenya, obviously demand that we maximize the use of the assets that they've invested in. And I think by taking advantage of the climate and the weather in Kenya, using outdoor spaces wherever possible, maximum configuration of the spaces we have, taking away dedicated space when people are not using it all the time. I think these are all ways to maximize the asset that we have and to ensure the member states, the funding the member states put into these projects is maximized. And it also means that Nairobi is very, very well placed for any movements or any entities that are looking to move staff here without the need for any other significant investments.
The UN has made it clear that their headquarters is not moving from New York to Nairobi, only a number of operations. But why Nairobi, and why this time? Many are asking.
So us, I don't say we have the foresight, but our buildings were standing, grace of God. The decision to expand was not because we were expecting people to come, because the buildings were old, they're outdated. We had a vision, let's have more space and everything. Then, in the process, the financial crisis is the liquidity. People decide to relocate at a time after we're building and renovating building. So it's not just the right timing. Like we say in Africa, you're in the right place at the right time. You don't happen to be doing the right things at the right time. It's not that the UNICEF is moving the UNICEF headquarters. You cannot. That's a big decision for the General Assembly. UNICEF, UNFPA Women, and a lot of others are moving some of their global staff, relocating them into Nairobi. Makes it easier for them, one, to reach their bases, their clientele, two, it reduces the costs, and three, they have 140-acre land where they are not going to rent a private compound. It's a UN compound, and it's given to them with UN rates. So I hope that makes it a little bit clear. So relocation is taking place, agreed. But it's not like these people are moving lock, stock, and barrel their offices. No, they can't. So they can save money, save costs, manage their staff better, respond to their clientele better, because they are in a time zone where if a crisis happens in DRC, they can run there. Something is happening in this, because most of the problems, whether we like it or not, happen in Africa. That's the reality.
We are bringing more entities to do business from Africa, as opposed to a place where we just perhaps do development or humanitarian work, but it's a place where we run global programs from. We run regional programs from. A lot of agencies are looking at financial challenges. Nairobi is part of an answer to those financial challenges, because Nairobi is a place where entities have found it quite a cost-effective place to do business, and are therefore downsizing in places that are more expensive than Nairobi.
Recently, concerned citizens have also asked what the expansion means for Kenyans. Here is what the UN has to say.
That said, what the benefits are to the wider community in Kenya, while the UN is required by its mandate to be representative of the world, it means that it cannot just recruit people from one particular nationality. The truth is, the largest number of staff from any country working in the UN in Kenya are Kenyans. Some of the construction you have seen on the offices, these are awarded to Kenyan contractors. Kenyan contractors maintain the facility you sit in. The UN employs directly and indirectly many thousands of people in Kenya. It is a major employer. And as a result, I think it is undoubtedly a huge economic boon to Kenya. The DG also mentioned the numbers of people coming to conferences. Well, of course, these people come into Kenya, they stay in Kenyan hotels, they eat in Kenyan restaurants, many of them take Kenyan safaris. So I think that is a huge influx to huge benefit to the economy as well.
Each year, New York plays host to the annual UN General Assembly. With the Gigiri expansion, questions arise on whether Nairobi will host general assemblies in the future. But this is all dependent on what member states decide.
The General Assembly will have to decide whether they want to have a meeting in Nairobi. We don't. As I mentioned in my beginning, I said the UN doesn't. We are just a supporting mechanism to the member states who created it. You know, like the Secretary General is the CEO of the we are the Secretariat. What we are doing with all my colleagues is to build the capacity in Nairobi if at some point the General Assembly members said, okay, let's go somewhere. This year or the next 2 years conference, we want to have it in Nairobi. We will be in the capacity to host it. We don't make the decision. The General Assembly has to make the decision. But I can assure you, by the time we finish with this project, we will be in the capacity, if called upon, be it our security, because we do analysis. Once that request comes, we'll sit to our security, we'll sit to our facility, and say, what do we do to let it happen? If they come today, I can tell you, the first reaction say, no, I can't. Because I don't have the capacity.
These changes will not only be in the UN Gigiri, but also its environs. The UN Avenue, a major road separating the US Embassy and Union, will also be upgraded to accommodate the expansion. Under this expansion, Union also hopes to maintain the environment by restoring the green vegetation that was on the complex when it was part of the Karura forest. The UN has also warned of emerging scams where Kenyans are asked to pay for jobs and tenders. It says that no one should pay for a job or tender.
We would like to remind the public that the United Nations does not charge any fees for any recruitment or procurement opportunities at any stage. So if somebody says, you give me money, I want to, on your behalf, to get you to get a contract, it's not possible. No. If somebody says, oh, there's a job, I know who has the UN is advertising jobs, I have a contact person in the UN, give me money, I'll make you get a job. No. All UN recruitment and procurement process are conducted through UN official channels. So we advertise in LinkedIn everywhere, you apply. Payments at any stage of a UN recruitment or procurement process could be considered a bribe, which constitutes a crime.